What a disaster. Okay, we're gonna try to get this cleaned up today. I need to unplug this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run the wire that we need to go from here over to there, and that will be a piece of 14.3. And then we're going to take a break from that portion of the project and do a cleanup, because once I get that second wire and I can use the top of that shelf again, so put all that stuff back, then we'll get this area cleaned up again. We'll be done working on the lamps. I can put all the lamp stuff away and kind of return this to a functional state, because the way this is right now is just absolutely ridiculous. I'm get tired of it being like this. It's very difficult to work when it's like this. Okay. So we need an anti-short bushing here, which there's one right here that works. And get the 14.3 out. Which is this. Jeez, could I have made that any smaller? How stupid. Okay. I think this is one continuous piece. I'm not certain though. It looks to be okay. So I'm gonna just put this on the floor over here for now. I really can't stand when it gets to the point where you don't even have a walkway anymore. I don't mind clutter, but you gotta be able to move around. There, we'll get some fresh cuts on this. Is this 12 or 14? This might actually be 12. Oh. Yeah, I think this is actually 12. Well, that's fine. It's more than we need, but it doesn't matter. There's no harm in using something that's more gauge than necessary. don't think that we don't have to put it over anything or under anything. It should just be the way it is. Yeah, this is 12 gauge instead of 14. We don't need 12 here, but I have it on hand and I'm not going to go out and buy some 12. So we're just going to use it. It's a little more difficult to work with, especially being a 3 conductor instead of 2, but oh well. We'll make do. Oh, I forgot about this. This other staple situation. I wonder if I can just, instead of what I was going to do before, can I just slip these out and reuse them? I think so. Cool. It's kind of interesting. Alright, this is going to be a little tricky to get this last one in here. I think that we're just going to route the wire. I'd like to route it here. I'm going to start this, but I'm going to leave a lot of slack in case we got to adjust it. Okay, so that's got room to move around. These stools are always breaking. Alright, so I think we'll take this we'll secure it one more time right around there. It should be good. It's gonna bend. I can't quite reach it. I need like another 2 inches of arm length to get to this properly. Kind of get the bottom one to go in, but I can't get the top one to go in. It's going to end up bending if this doesn't straighten out. Looks good from here to there, but this is not correct over here. It's starting to bend. Try that in an area I can reach it better. This looks straight still. Actually, that came out pretty dang good, considering the lack of accessibility there. All right, this comes out of out of here like this. Alright, now because this is so thick, this might not give us a nice clean bend like the other side did. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, we'll have to go with that. That's probably the best that we're gonna get out of this. Alright, we'll go with that. I'll secure it in place. Okay. So we gotta go up here. So probably secure it right around here. That should let us go up pretty nicely. I guess for purposes of consistency, I'll add another staple right there. Or was that busted up one? See if I can put this one in there. This is getting cleaned up today. I'm done with it being like this. It's not functional. Now it sounds like a bird. Huh, I can't believe that didn't just bend. That's gonna have to come out though. I unfortunately cannot reuse this phone line because it's buried in the walls and not accessible. I might just tack it back up here for aesthetics later on because it is cool old wire. But functionally it's not able to serve a purpose right now, which is a bummer. Okay. Alright, so this is going to run along here like that, so we will tack it in place right around here. Okay, and I guess we got one more pain in the neck part to do because this cabinet's in the way. Well, actually, now that we got that connected, we can take a measurement here and cut this to make it easier to deal with. We'll cut it here. These aren't going to get through this. These are much better cutters for whatever reason. This is so absurd. The condition of this room is so absurd right now. Okay, I'm going to stop there because it's going to be difficult to get this in if I don't. And just let that hang up there for now. We can revisit that at some other time. It's not urgent. And in the time being, I can even plug in our other light here. Why is that not sitting nicely up there? Okay, great. So now we're at a stopping point with that. We're done here, so we can put all these fans back up here. That's a later project, dealing with that light. I gotta think about how I'm gonna rework that. I'm not sure yet. But now we can at least put all these fans back up. Okay, that's better already. The walkway is restored. A lot of things in here that can go in the garage. This can go back into the garage. You know what? This is 2 pieces, I think. Let's recoil this. And if it's 2 pieces, I want to put it as 2 separate pieces. Is it 2 separate pieces? I can't tell. No, I guess it's not. I don't know why. I thought I saw an additional end. Must have been an optican illusion. I guess this ought to go in there for now as well. Okay, tools. I don't think these belong in here. I think those belong in the garage. That's a tool for the garage. That's a tool for the garage. we're going to need this for the latter portion of this project. And we'll need those 2 screws, so we're going to leave this here to be used with that. Well, let's see, we'll need another one of those, but we'll use that as part of it. Grounding screw, we can use that. I think the rest of this will go back. Plugs are always handy to have. Use plugs all the time. We'll need one of those for there. Use that again in there. Alright, there's one walkway obstruction resolved. awful bit set. Now let's load up with some things to go back to the garage. This goes back in the garage. This goes back. That stays in here. This. We're not going to use this in here anymore, but this might come in handy somewhere else in the house. This we're not going to use in here. This we don't need in here anymore. I guess that will go back to the garage. I still don't understand why there's an odd number of those things. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm going to shift some stuff between here and the garage. I got some fans in there I'm going to bring in, and then this stuff we'll take out, and I'll put this stuff back where it belongs over there at a later date. We'll reuse those at some point in here, and then we'll come back when I've done all this shifting around. Okay, I did all the shifting around of the stuff to go back in the garage. Now we have cleared a little bit of space in here. Let's get some of these fans up top here next to our busted up light. I'm going to have to keep a stool or something here handy for getting to the top of this. Minimum water. That's going to get recorded soon. I don't want to bury that yet. I know Lamont likes this box fan because it goes counterclockwise, so I don't want to put this one too far back either, because I have a feeling he's going to ask to see this one again once he sees it in this video. So we'll just keep this one right on the edge so I can get to that. This should not go here. This does not make sense. I gotta change this. Does this even have to go on the top? Can this go? Ah, it can go in there. This is a surprisingly good fan. So this is not going to fly now because the fan will hit it. This has to go back. The ceiling fan will have a problem with that. Alright, that should be okay as long as it's in line with that or further back. And this stool isn't tall enough to get to the back. I know I have the box for this somewhere, and I think it's somewhere over there, so I'm just going to set this aside for now, because if I have the box for this, it should be stored in the box, because ultimately this is now taking up twice as much space as it needs to, because we're storing the fan and the box. We should store the fan and the box together. The keyboard just spilled. And consequently, this radio just spilled. I'm about to spill if I don't get this dang room cleaned up. phones do not belong over here. This cord is made of such a cheap material. There's like no flexibility to it. This can go up here. Here's a stinking blizzard. I was looking for this during an earlier video. This we're going to be revisiting on video soon as well. So I'll leave that towards the front. Eventually I want to rearrange this so that these liquids are in the front. Those are very nostalgic to me. Got a couple window fans to do something with. Well, it's a good thing that wasn't anything rare or vintage or valuable. That's an interesting, I'm not glad that happened, but that's something to consider, because something to be aware of when we're loading these shelves, that might happen. No, I did have to go back here anyways to retrieve that piece of carpet, so I guess we'll go back here to retrieve the fan and we'll get the carpet while we're at it. Oh, this was supposed to go in the garage during the garage shift. It didn't happen. Alright, we'll put it over here for now, so it can get in the way while I try to wash the clothes later. Okay, so here's an experimental run. Let's see, what is it like to get stuff out from behind the box fans here. I hope it doesn't, but this might prove to be very difficult. Normally these fans would not be here, so we're not going to count this as part of the problem. I'm going to try to install these over here, but I got to find the shorter rods to see if I can make it work. Now, if I keep the blades high enough that these shelves can come in and out, I'll do it. Well, I would say that that's not bad at all to get to the vacuums. Pretty happy with that. It's getting... So we gotta do some more cleanup here. Alright. There's the carpet that we need. So this is a problem because the shelf wheels are small enough they're going to get caught in that stuff, so I got to clean that up before I put this back. I'm going to reuse this carpet, no reason not to. Perfectly good still. See what we can do for putting all these back in a somewhat compact manner. This will get better soon, but this is going to be kind of trashy for the time being until I get around to fixing this. That one I'm going to keep out because we're using that one still. Let's see. Can I safely sit this here like this? And I think that should be okay. Now, I like the way that is. Put this down like this. Okay, here's the carpet. I don't think that this is going to fit over here right now. Well, it actually might. Those are so lightweight, I don't think that's a problem to stack them like that. Okay, that's good. We'll close this up now. So this is easy. This comes in and out very easily. That's good. That was the design, the intention. But as we all know, sometimes things don't pan out in practice as they do in theory. But this was good. This was easy. Just got to make sure these cords don't get caught up anymore. Other than that, that's fine. Oh, this is getting caught on. It's getting caught on the floor. There's something on the floor that is getting caught on. I see the problem. The floor dips down. That's what it's getting stuck on. So we'll just have to be careful about the way that we put that back in. Since there's dead space here, probably end up putting a vacuum there on the floor. I think that makes sense like that. Okay, so now let's see if we can get that carpet down. This isn't going to be wide enough, I don't think. It's going to be close. Well, actually it is wide enough. Huh. Very rusty nails. Not good. That's a health hazard. Alright, let's vacuum this area and then put this carpet down. This vacuum is almost full. I used this during the Christmas tree cleanup and I haven't changed the bag since. tight quarters to be shifting all this stuff around in. Actually, that's a pretty good fit. Not bad. Wonder if I should pull it up against the wall a little bit more. It's gonna go under this piece here, but I'd like to kind of minimize the amount. I don't like the looks of that. I guess I'd rather it slip under here. I think we're gonna get it to do so with all this stuff in the way. Okay, that's pretty much where I like it. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'll fix this later, but just need to get it flat enough to move this back. That light's not even remotely close to being centered there. Oh well, it just might not be. Alright, that looks pretty good over there now. I think for now, just to get these things out of the way, maybe I'll slide them under here. Let's see how many we can fit at once. I think we should be able to fit at least 2, maybe 3. guess 2 is the number. I don't want to keep those under there long term because they might rust. Being close to the floor like that with the moisture, maybe, I'm not sure. These pesky camera batteries keep running out of charge. I went and retrieved some more casters. I did have a bunch of them in the other building. I thought I might. I have looks like I have 3 sets in the box. I can still set up 2 more shelves, which we'll use on the other side. Tonight we're going to put 1 more shelf in there, and then we'll probably call it there, because I do have some other things I got to do upstairs tonight. But that's okay, we made good progress here. So we're going to replace these with the casters. Looks like this would be capable of rolling along the ceiling, but I don't really know what the benefit of that would be. Probably is no benefit. We want to use the longer of the two. Whoops. I'm going to not wreck anything in the process here. So we use these. That's not incandescent. Actually, I guess it's half incandescent because it has the halogen capsule in there. I don't know if this is really supposed to go on the bottom here like this or not, but there's nothing heavy. No, it's definitely not supposed to go like that. Oh dear. There is a problem here. These are not matching. I wonder if I screwed that up anywhere. Oh well, I'm not going to go and check, but I will make sure we don't do that again. There's two different heights of pieces here, two different sizes. I wonder if that's why this was not latching on the bottom there. It's a mismatch in size. I think this is the odd one out. Is it? No, I guess there's a pretty good mix here. The heat pump has just been defrosting constantly because it's so humid out. Not that cold, it's only 30, but it's 99% humidity. And at least from my experience in this part of the region, the heat pump is more negatively impacted by the humidity than it is the cold. Okay, so we're going to start with putting this thing on the bottom, this portable chest of drawers. This has a collection of stuff I created during the 2000s. And it might be interesting to look at that on video someday. Should I get this to sit on there nicely? It actually does sit on there pretty nicely. Okay. There's some prices for things at a store I made up. There's some of these tractor lights. I think we've shown those on video before. One of these candy things. I think these are collectible, certain models anyways. There's some miscellaneous things we can look at in there. Alright, what can we put? I guess we'll want to store this on there too, which is kind of ironic. That's kind of an okay fit. And then This stuff has its own, have a place for this. This is cards. I need to just get these things in their place. This is air conditioner stuff. I like this box. That's pretty cool. Box. This is air conditioner filters and foam blocks. That'll fit pretty good in there too. And I guess I'll put the rest of these in there, and I'll get another bag to put the rest of those as well. Oh man, what a stinking mess. Sounds like a snake in here. Oh, I didn't realize what a mess I made here. Should have been more careful at the time. Hopefully that's most of them. Okay, so now there's a problem. And I wonder if this is deriving from these pieces not being the same. Is this one different than these other two? Yep, it is. I wish I realized these were different. I would not have let them get mixed up. I did not know. Alright, that seems about right now. No, it's still not right. Something is still a little bit wonky, but maybe the shelf is warped. I don't know. It's not off enough that I'm concerned about it. Okay, so I might need those again. Just around so that these will fit in here. Okay. So on top of this, we will put that, and this is some more miscellaneous stuff from the 2000s. But actually that could probably go inside that thing. These are some lights. Until I find somewhere to put that, maybe I'll fit this here. Nope, doesn't fit. I'm not gonna put that there. The ceiling fan light. It should really go in with the ceiling fan stuff. hate when that happens. That's upside down. Top. That went on pretty normal. Fit all the way across. I don't know what's going on with that shelf. On the bottom, something strange. Power bars. Extension the cords. We're not going to be able to put a shelf on the top, I don't think, but that's okay. Ham. Rats. That doesn't fit. Yeah, we can kind of make it fit. Good. These are both boxes that we should sift through in the near future because they have a lot of electrical parts and things that we could file away in a place where it belongs. Okay, so we're done with this. I'll close this up. This will have to go on afterwards. Okay, let's get this in place now. Ooh, it's hella thin. It's gonna lose its place for now. going to lose its place also. Actually, this might not. Oh boy, there's a burnt out incandescent bulb. Don't want to leave any burned out incandescent bulbs around. Oh no. You're kidding. This doesn't fit over there? Why is that? I've never put these casters on these longer ones before? Oh no. I'm not sure. Can I slip under there like this maybe? Okay, good. I was able to do that. Now that paper's in the way. That stinking paper. Well, I guess this is not the correct design here. I didn't realize that this was a problem. What do you know? Oh, the stuff you learn. I'm not going to be able to get this because I don't have enough distance here. Okay, I got it, but it's not practical. So this is going to have to just be temporary only. This is not going to work long term. This doesn't make any sense. You don't want configurations that don't make sense. And this, unfortunately, is one of them. This is making this really quite difficult to maneuver here. Oh, come on. This might be a total fail. I can't believe that. Unreal. It's like a half an inch too tall. And so now the extra space I accounted for here doesn't actually exist because of that. And that's why this is a problem. Well, that's unfortunate, but this is not going to work. This is not going to work at all. That's not even the problem. Well, it'll kind of work for the moment, but it's not great. Yeah, it's not great at all. I had anticipated it going over further, and it's not. Although it's not because of that shelf. If I got that shelf out of there, it might go over further, but it's temporary. It's fine for now. There's still more space than there was before. All right, well, I'm gonna have to call it there tonight. I have other things I gotta do today, so I'm gonna leave that like that. That did not come out as I hoped it would, but that's fine. We'll have to rework it. And we're leaving the room in better condition than it was before. There is still much more to go, but this is better. I can at least clear the rest of it off tomorrow and start getting back to making some regular videos.